It seems that, surprisingly, Arsenal cope with a cold, dark, damp, snowy night near Stoke better than West Brom did.
Well, Arsenal are better than we are, aren't they? I mean, they've only got about 200 million quid with the player and some great youngsters to boot. I mean, they had William on the bench that came on, who's been transferred for over £100 million in his career. So I think our biggest buy is 15 million quid. So you can see the difference in spending power and in the quality that can bring it, of course. So we've got to battle on as a team. We can only battle on as a team and try and do the things we need to do better than we're doing now. And that means, first and foremost, for us, stop giving sloppy goals away. And I'd have to say that we need to get really better in defending as a team, as we've shown against the big boys, which is Manchester City and Liverpool. So we've had a look at everybody. We've tried our best. We've played game after game. COVID's very difficult to cope with in terms of training, but we need to be more resilient in terms of our defending. And until we start getting clean sheets, we won't get enough points to try and move up the table, because we don't have any proven goal scorers in our squad. In the Premier League, that is.
So, do you believe that, from what you've seen so far, including, the fact that you did well against Liverpool, that you have got what it takes to survive in the Premier League?
Well, we've had a small period of time and huge games in a small period of time to make our decisions. We have to make our decisions very quickly. So it's part of your job to do that and to use your experience and say, this is the only way we can play, lads, now. So we've got to start getting on the training ground when we can and start putting that into place, because they've clearly had some moments of joy like Liverpool, and that joy hasn't transformed into any really solid performances after that. And of course, 2 heavy defeats, which shows that when we go attacking, when we lose the ball, we forget how to defend. And because of that, we're getting beat by too many goals. So we have to put that right and make sure that we deliver a performance that gets us a result. And that'll start, we stop conceding goals. We want to try not to get to the stage where it's always must win, where we want to get to just picking up points and picking up more points if and when we can. And we must keep losing football matches, and the only way we'll do that is by stopping goals going in our back of our net. And that means that if we start with a point, we come off with a point, and we must drill that into the players, because the sloppy goals we're giving away is not helping. And because we're giving sloppy, I don't mind if somebody scores a wonder goal, that can happen. But when we give sloppy goals away like we did again tonight, as we did against Leeds, then we have to cut that out first. We will do all what we can. Finding a player in this pandemic is going to be the hardest window I think I have ever worked in. But we clearly hope that, I think that if players available that are, no disrespect to my players here at the moment at all whatsoever, because they're all trying as hard as they possibly can. But I do have to try and find better to lift the squad and lift their confidence, because that's what's happened at every other club I've been at in the January window, and that's always been well greeted by the squad that we've already had, and we've always got better results and moved up the table, and everybody's happier.